Hey guys, and welcome back to the Heroes Global Circuit. This is the SG Pro League happening right now. We are going into game number 2 in our first matchup, Geisha versus Team Inquisition. These two teams are unable to qualify for their respective countries, but they are playing it out for prize money right now. The difference of, I think, 500 Singapore dollars between 3rd and 4th place. So that's what they're fighting it out for right now. And we saw Team Geisha taking the first game. I think there were some ping issues, so that's a bit unfortunate there for both teams, and I believe they were having some ping issues. I believe Saylis was complaining that she couldn't get the ancestral healing off in time, so it's a bit unfortunate there. But the game, we did get a slightly bad server. Hopefully this time around we'll get a good server and we won't have the issues. But Geisha were able to take the first game in the best of 3 series, so we are going into second game. I believe the draft is ready, so let's check it out. It is again going to be Team Inquisition on the blue side, while Team Geisha will be on the red team. So Team Geisha, again, we see the Tyrande and the ETC. We did see what the Tyrande can do in the previous game when we saw how the boost of damage just did so much burst to that Jaina. In that final clash, she got annihilated so quickly and she got taken down just like that, and that led to each the downfall of Team Inquisition. One by one they just couldn't control the map, and down they went. So really unfortunate there for them, but we see what the Tyrande burst of damage can definitely do. They do ban out the Keiltas here, Geisha, yet again. So it does lead me to believe that they wanted the Li Ming, but unfortunately for them, Inquisition will get the first pick off on the Li Ming. They do not want to give that over to Geisha this time around. They saw what they could do with it, of course. And Team Inquisition banning out the Greymane. Definitely a really solid, strong pick. Greymane being banned out. Keiltas and Zagara does look like it is going to be the shadow pick ban here. And before I mention that, let's go into the map choice. It is going to be Sky Temple. So yet another medium-sized map where map control plays a huge role in this game. In this matchup, because you need to get those temples to dish out the damage onto those buildings and push down the lanes faster. So map control is going to be really important on this map, and a hero like Zagara, being able to push down lanes even faster as well with the help of those sky temples, and with the threat of the maw constantly being there. It is definitely a good ban here. So the ban is going to be Keiltas and Zagara for Team Geisha. So again, if you're just tuning in, this is the Heroes Global Summer Circuit. This is the SG Pro League happening right now. After this matchup, we will have 2 of the top SG teams playing it out against each other. Resurgence against Relics both won their first 2 matchups against Geisha and Inquisition respectively 2-0. So both teams will qualify and represent Singapore in next week's regionals. Tomorrow we will have the Philippines finals as well, where we look to narrow down the teams to 2. I believe Renovation 1 and 2 are the 2 leading teams in the Philippines right now. Thailand, though, I'm not too sure who the teams are there, but they will be playing on Sunday. So lots of heroes happening in the next 3 days, guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned to Blizz Heroes C for lots of heroes action. So Troll going to be the second ban here by Team Inquisition. Again, a pretty solid ban. But looking at the pickups, Johanna being picked up early on by Team Inquisition, I don't like this, because personally I feel, well, I just have a vendetta towards Johanna, but I think that she isn't all too strong of a tank. I mean, like, of a tank, yes, but I feel that she doesn't do enough. I've said that time and time again. She doesn't really do enough aside from just being an absolute annoyance. Her blind, if you take a look at Team Geisha right now, they do have quite a bit of auto attack, I believe, but their main DPS has not been chosen just yet. It does look like it's going to be Tracer as one of them. So I guess that the blind will affect the Tracer quite a bit. But personally, I think Johanna just doesn't do enough, and when heroes like Muradin is still available in the pool, and even heroes like Diablo, I think those would be better pickups. That's just a personal opinion, of course. But yeah, they are going to pick up the Johanna as well as the Malfurion along with the Vala. So Malfurion as a support. I'm surprised they didn't go for Uther. Uther isn't banned out here, but instead going with the Malfurion, which is by all means not a weak support, but when you have heroes like Uther still available, I think that would have been a slightly better choice. Tiranda as well, still, Tiranda actually being picked up by Team GEIshas. Sorry, I did not see that. Yeah, but Malfurion being picked up instead of the Uther. I guess it could work out for them. But their full lineup is going to be the Li Ming, Falstad, Johanna, Malfurion, and Vala. A pretty solid lineup aside from Johanna and Malfurion, I feel. Falstad able to give a lot of map control. And as I mentioned earlier, map control is really important on this map. He is going to be able to push out those lanes, keep them pushed out, and just fly to those objectives and help out in the team. Li Ming, of course, we saw what the amount of damage she can do with the magic missile build in the previous game. Personally, I still like the teleport build. I think it's the more popular one as well. But yeah. So full lineup over on Team GEIshas as they will finish off their pick with Jaina. So we're starting to see Jaina come back in a little bit, but I think that's just because the other mages are banned out. So definitely looking forward to Chromie being added to the pool, because Chromie can be a pretty annoying hero in fact as well. So Jaina, Tracer, Rhaegar, ETC, and Tiranda. I think we're waiting up for the teams to join. Yep, so Jaina, Tracer, Rhaegar, ETC, and Tiranda, the pickups for GEIshas. It's a pretty strong lineup as well. They do have the dual support yet again in Tiranda and Rhaegar, and this time two really solid, strong healers in fact. And they do have a strong front line in ETC. And taking a look at Team Inquisition, I don't see many heroes that can cancel out ETC's Mosh Pit for sure. Aside from Johanna, I guess, as well as maybe Falstad with his Gus, Mighty Gus. But aside from those two, I don't see any other heroes that can, cancel out the Mosh Pit, which kind of, worries me a little bit for Team Inquisition. But yeah, right now we're just waiting for the game to load up, waiting for the final player to join in on the game. So I think draft-wise, I have to give it to Team GEIshas a little bit. They do have the strongest supports in both Tracer, Rhaegar, as well as that Tiranda. So that's going to help them quite a bit, the dual support. They do have a strong front line in ETC as well. Jaina can do quite a bit of AoE damage, and this time around we're going to have to see the Tracer yet again. But looking at Team Inquisition, the only problem I have is they don't have a huge, strong melee lineup, aside from the Johanna. So Tracer does insanely well against melee heroes, just because of the way she's built. She's able to kite them around and just push out the those melee heroes just so well that it's just pretty crazy. So we just have to wait and see how they actually play out this Tracer. But for now, I guess I'm still giving it to GEIshas a little bit in terms of overall draft. Inquisition, I just feel that Johanna is not going to be doing too much for his team, and Malfurion as well. Just not strong enough of a support. He does have a lot of sustain for his team, but he's a little bit too squishy, and I feel like Malfurion just doesn't do enough in this team right now. When Uther was available, I think Uther would have been a much better choice with the Divine Shield available. They could have thrown that out onto that Li Ming the moment he starts getting she starts taking damage. But yeah, the map is going to be Sky Temple. I believe the players have joined up. We're just waiting for everyone to ready up and we will get started. If you're just tuning in, this is the Heroes Global Circuit. This is the SG Pro League happening right now. I want to do a quick shout out to our sponsors real quick. Razer, our official peripheral sponsor. You guys make sure to check out their website. Check out some of their gear available. As well as XSplit, our official streaming partner. Without them, we wouldn't be able to bring this live broadcast to you. I do believe they have quite a cool few cool new features they've added to XSplit, which definitely does make the streaming experience a lot better. So that's something that's pretty cool. I did recently get to saw the team work on the XSplit program, which is pretty cool because personally at home I use a different program, so definitely look to explore XSplit again. So I believe all players are ready. We are starting up in the game right now. So again, it is going to be Sky Temple, Team GEIshas versus Team Inquisition. Inquisition needs to win this game to bring this to a game deciding number 3, because that's the difference. The difference between the two teams is going to be 500 Sing dollars. So I think third place is 1,005 and fourth place is 1,000 Sing dollars. So still quite a bit of money to play for. You know, it's about 100 Sing dollars per player. You know, that can pay for all your food for a week, or you can have a nice meal, one nice off meal if you can go to sushi or something. I don't know, but yeah, the game is about to start. We are in the loading screen, as you can see there. We still do as well have our Twitter shoutouts, I believe. So do head. Oh, I didn't mention this earlier, but we still are doing our Twitter shoutouts. So make sure you guys head over to Twitter, log in on your accounts, and tweet at us HGCSEA for your shoutouts, whether or not it's a prediction for the game, or if you want to do a shout out to a friend, your favorite player, your favorite team. Do make sure you head over to Twitter and tweet at us HGCSEA. So we're in the game right now. Over on the red side, we will have Team Geisha, Chungya on the Li Ming, Chrissy going to be playing Johanna, Katana, I believe, on the Unicorn. I can't really see what hero she's playing right now, but Freak on the Falstad and Fairy Boy on Malfurion. So that means Katana is going to be on the Vala. Over on the blue side, we do see Team Inquisition. Jarvis going to be playing ETC. Reminiscence on the Jaina. Salis is going to be playing the Rega yet again. Crusade. This time going to be on Tracer, and Kevin going to be on Tyrande. I believe the teams actually swapped around. I'm not too sure. So here we see again an early clash happening. I think this team swapped around in game. They didn't? I thought Team Geisha was the one that picked up Tracer. I remember Team Geisha being the one. Oh, the draft was swapped around. So I got confused there then again. So the draft was swapped around. So Geisha actually the one with that I felt that had the slightly weaker draft and not Team Inquisition. So apologies there for the slight confusion. Tracer is going to be on Team Inquisition yet again. We saw him picked up, her picked up in the previous matchup. But both teams right now just doing a good job in rotating around. No kills. I mean, one kill so far for Team Inquisition, as we saw in the previous game as well. They were able to pick up the first blood kill early on, and they were able to, but they did lose out in map control later on. Here we see Jarvis though going in with the power slide in onto Chrissy, taking quite a bit of damage here, but being the tank, she should be able to get away. And see, this is the problem that I have with Johanna. She's tanky and all, but she doesn't really do any counters. In terms, she isn't really able to turn around too quickly. At the top lane though, we do see Celes dropping the totem and going with the wolf charge onto Katana. That's gonna help him do a bit of damage onto that Vala. Two Sky Temples are gonna spawn right now in the mid and the top lane. Chrissy is there trying to take control of it. They do have Kevin and Jarvis available here though on the blue side, trying to stop this thing out right now. So both teams not able to control the temple. That's the red side. He's gonna get it. Jarvis though going with the power slide, gonna connect, and Li Ming gets taken down just like that. Chrissy now taking quite a bit of damage. Here comes the snowstorm, doing quite a bit of damage onto Chrissy, and he's dropping really low, but just too tanky, Chrissy, and she will be able to get away. Katana now on the Vala, trying to poke down that ETC, but just unable to do so for now. Root though, going to connect on Tyrande, and they will be able to pick off a constellation kill. Here comes Tracer with the blink charges, going in front, trying to maybe set something up, but she will not be able to do so. Here's Falstad though with the mobility, going to be able to fly towards the top lane and maybe stop this. Right now, the blue side does have control of both towers, and this is a really bad situation for Team Geisha. They definitely do want to try and maybe force this off and try to get control a little bit. They are one ahead right now, so they just need to win this game to secure their 500 Sing dollars. Top lane Celes, ooh, she could be in some trouble. Katana doing quite a bit of damage. Here comes the Arcane Orb though, gonna connect, but Rega with the chain heal, gonna keep himself alive there at that mid top lane. So red team, they are gonna rotate towards the top to pick off on the Sky Temple, and that's gonna lead to the blue side being able to pick themselves up the middle Sky Temple. So pretty evened out, I guess, in terms of damage dealt by Sky Temples. Still at the top lane though, here we see the power slide in, connecting onto both Freak as well as that Malfurion will drop low, and Malfurion will go down. Down goes the Falstad as well. Vala being the survivor at the top lane along with Chungya. So nice pickoffs there. Tyrande will fall as a counter kill for the red side. So it is 5-2 in favor of Team Inquisition right now. They do pull slightly ahead in terms of EXP. So Inquisition doing a good job keeping the game in the ball in the ball in their court right now. But I think Geisha is still very much in this. We do see the magic missile build again being picked up by Li Ming. So Does look like she likes to go for the magic missile build instead of the teleport build. I guess it's just a personal preference. By all means, does it not do as much damage as well? It still does a huge amount of damage actually. So we will hope maybe we'll be able to see one of those big bursts again. They do again. We saw the weakness in the Malfurion in the previous clashes, being too squishy, not able to keep himself alive because it is a healing over time, and not until he reaches that level 10 will he actually do something. Jarvis there now going with the power slide onto Chrissy. Chrissy taking quite a bit of damage here. They're trying to stop this camp take, and ETC dropping really low. They will be able actually to steal this, but in the backline, Chaser will be able to take down that Li Ming. So really unfortunate there for them. And now Kevin gets off a stun onto Katana. Vala dropping low as well. Here comes the power slide, and down goes the Vala. A bit of an unfortunate position there. He should have actually just backed off with his team. Not too sure why he went into the brush there. And she gets taken down. Top lane though, Falstad going up against Rhaegar head to head. Rhaegar with the heal should be able to maybe do quite a bit of damage. Barrel roll though, gonna save Freak for now, as the bottom Sky Temple will be activated in about 10 seconds here. This is gonna be a huge clash that could set the tone for the rest of this matchup here. Right now, Tyrande as well as the Jaina just retreating back and picking up a few neutral camps, I believe, before they actually head towards that Sky Temple. ETC trying to push out that bottom lane as fast as he can. Now he is making his way into the Sky Temple to try and get a few zaps off the Sky Temple early on before the red team gets in, and he will be able to get 4 zaps off. In fact, here comes Chrissy though. Not going to be able to connect on his stun. The blue side, they are not making their way down just yet, and the ammo of this Sky Temple is at about half here. I think the blue side, if they want to defend this, they definitely need to try and step it up right about now. Chrissy could be in some trouble here. Power slide in onto her, and she takes quite a bit of damage. She's going to use Unstoppable to try and get away. Root's only going to connect onto that Rhaegar, but she's going to be able to find as well save this. So Johanna, again, you know, as I mentioned, she's really tanky, but she doesn't really provide much in terms of counter reaction DPS. And after getting half of the ammo on this Sky Temple, they just are going to retreat back to their lanes and continue on the soak. Because the blue side, Team Inquisition, 1 level ahead right now. They will be able to pick up on their heroic talents, and they are being sneaky right now. They're going for the boss kill. I don't think Geisha knows anything about this. It does look like they are just rotating towards the top. And yet another pause is going to happen. I don't think there's going to be the same ping issues here on this server. No one's complaining about ping issues thus far, aside from a DC happening right now. But yeah, the blue side are, Team Inquisition does look like they are in position to take this boss. I don't think Geisha knows anything about it. They do have 3 heroes positioned at the top lane. That's a pretty quick ready 3, 2, 1 there. Okay, what's happening? Okay, so yeah, quick pause, but unfortunately for them, they will be able to rejoin the game, and a quick a boss kill as well, with the heroic talents now available on Team Inquisition. They do look like they are in position to take down this bottom fort with the help of this boss for sure. Vala as well as that Li Ming, you know, the DPS are there to try and maybe stop this out. It doesn't look like the blue team wants to push along with this. They are rotating towards that middle, setting their sights on the middle set of forts instead. So will they be able to get it down though? That is the question. The bottom boss is going to be dealt with here, and doesn't look like objectives are going to be secured aside from a couple of towers at that bottom, as well as the well going down. So it does look like the blue team is just going to rotate back towards the top, and the red team, magic missile, they're not going to connect. Taking a quick look at those talent tiers, I don't see many a big difference in terms of those talent pickups. Ancestral healing again being picked up by Rhaegar. Tyrande going to pick up that Starfall this time around for a boost of damage. You know, Tracer going a pretty standard ultimate build as well. Ring of Frost going to be picked up along with the Mosh Pit. And here again we see a clash that could happen. Johanna going in, trying to stop this push. They will be able to pick off the camps though. That's a nice steal there for them, as Kevin now could be in some trouble himself. Vala using the ulti. Ooh, Mosh Pit going to connect on Tree, but no follow-up from the rest of the blue side, as Vala dives a little bit too deep, trying to pick off the rest of the Tyrande. He will be successful in doing so, and ETC, though he did get a really good Mosh Pit off, connecting on Tree. No follow-up as they were dealing with the Vala. He falls down in the backgrounds there, and Fairy Boy this time around could be caught off here. Nice Root gonna connect onto Celis, and Magic Missiles and Arcane off doing quite a bit of damage, but Rhaegar will be able to survive there with the amount of heals that he has. Next set of Sky Temples are going to spawn both at the bottom and the top lane. Johanna there at the bottom, just trying to maybe get off a few quick zaps. It does look like she's just going to get off a couple of zaps and back off here because she could be in some trouble. Tracer trying to stop the neutral cam point take, but the red team has been really doing a really good job in stealing those cams so far. It does look like everyone's converging onto this bottom lane though, leaving the top one available. Falstad, you could maybe think of flying towards the top and picking up on that Sky Temple because it does look like they have control of the one at the bottom thus far. And being half ammo down here, Chrissy could be in some trouble. Gets spotted out here by Jarvis on that ETC. All ultis available so far aside from that mosh pit, but he goes in with the power slide anyway, connecting onto the Malfurion. Tranquility going to be popped right now, trying to keep himself alive. In the background though, the rest of the DPS trying to do as much work as he can. Going to use the ice block on the Stasis to keep himself alive, but nice power slide there, connecting on two as Vala gets taken down. So does the Malfurion. This could be trouble there for the red side. Geisha, Mighty Gus going to be used to disengage. Really well placed Mighty Gus there, as the team Inquisition did a really good job in connecting themselves with those kills. I think Malfurion was just a little bit out of position there, and Falstad, he is going to start making his way towards that top lane to pick up on the Sky Temple at the top. So they did a really good job in holding the bottom Sky Temple for as long as they could, getting quite a bit of hits off from the Sky Temple, in fact. So Falstad at the top lane, he's just gonna try and hold it for as long as he can. The blue side are making their way towards the top lane. He does look like he is gonna retreat off after getting about 10 hits off from the Sky Temple at the top as well. Jarvis though, he's trying to hold his ground at that Sky Temple at the bottom top lane. Chrissy coming in from the side, trying to maybe set something out here, but he does get power slidden on. Face Mel not going to push him back because he does use his Sacred Shield to keep himself topped up. Tyrande coming in, not setting up a stun just yet. Chrissy pulling everyone in. Jarvis dropping really low as well. Now power slide in on Freak, but he will get taken down here. So this could turn out to be really bad. Saley's trying to keep Kevin alive, but Tyrande getting burst down as well by the Vala damage. Mighty Gus gonna be used on Tyrande solo to take him down. There goes the Tranquility. Tyrande getting burst down as well by the Vala damage. Mighty Gus gonna be used on Tyrande solo to take him down. There goes the Tranquility to keep his team alive, and really well placed there by Geisha as they will pick off 3 kills themselves. I believe ETC there just a bit out of position, taking a bit too much damage while the rest of his team were in lane and just not able to deal with that. So taking a quick look at, again, talent pickups, we do see Li Ming going the Magic Missile build, Vala going a pretty standard build as well. I believe Falstad going the pretty standard build as well. Johanna going the full tank build as expected. Malfurion going full support with the Tranquility as well. And over on the blue side, nothing out of the ordinary at all for both teams. So both teams going pretty standard build so far, as players again retreat back into their lanes. 11 minutes into this game, both teams playing it really safe, as we saw in the previous matchup, you know. And I hope Geisha doesn't make the same mistake of taking this game too late. They do have the XP advantage right now. They are a talent tier ahead, so I do expect them to try and maybe force a fight here before the blue side gets the talent tiers. And it does look like they are ahead in terms of those clashes as well. And if they do pull themselves ahead, they definitely want to try and secure the lead and maybe win this game out early on, instead of dragging it out like the previous one. Just constantly waiting for objectives to end the game, which didn't really, I mean, eventually worked out in their favor after one good clash, but it gave Inquisition the opportunity to come back into the game. Here we see the Owl going to scout them out. Crusade coming in, trying to maybe stop the boss pickup, but will not be able to do so. And now with this boss knocking down on this bottom lane, this is the chance for the red team, along with the cams that they picked up earlier, to try and force a push here and a fight. And if they are able to ride on the momentum and take down a good clash, they could very well end this matchup right now. As mentioned, this is a best-of-3 series. Team Inquisition on the blue side definitely needs to win this game to push this to a game-deciding number 3. But let's look like Geisha now. They want blood here. Reminiscence dropping pretty low. Ancestral healing not going to be enough. Actually going to be thrown out on ETC there. Not too sure if that was a misclick. But Jaina Gets taken down just like that. Magic Missile, Arcane Orb coming out, doing quite a bit of damage. And now the boss doing work onto the key, but it does look like the red team again just gonna back off here. It does look like they just want to go and get those Sky Temples. Again, I don't really agree with this. I think they should have maybe forced a clash and forced in on the fight a little bit, because we did see Ancestral Healing as well as Ring of Frost being used up anyway. Only Marsh Pit not used in that fight thus far. But they decide to instead go back and get on those Sky Temples. I personally would have gone in for the clash and try and force it, because they did not have Jaina, which is their sole DPS. So not too sure if I agree with that here. Blue team, they are going to set themselves up in position to maybe try and set something up here. Totem going to be dropped down to slow out the red side. Top Sky Temple still not dealt with thus far. The red team doing a good job holding this middle Sky Temple. Here comes Jarvis though. Will he be able to set a nice Mosh Pit up? He goes in with the Power Slide, only going to connect on one. Mosh Pit going to be used, but instantly gets cancelled out there. Really unfortunate for him. Tranquility going to be used to keep the red team alive, and the blue team, they don't have their ultis. They don't have the skills needed to fight in this right now, and they're getting pushed back. In comes the Mosh Pit, connecting on two. Freak barrel rolls away, but gets taken down. It's not going to be enough to keep himself alive, but down goes the Malfurion. I mean, the Tyrande as well as the ETC. Ice Block going to be used by Malfurion to keep himself alive as well. Ring of Frost connecting on two. Tracer in the background trying to get as far as away as he can. He's going to be able to hurf back. But a nice 2-kill pickoff from both sides just means that the red team is slightly ahead here. They will be able to pick off the remaining ammo on the middle Sky Temple and make their way towards that top one. So both teams doing a good job picking off 2 heroes each, but with the lanes pushed up, the blue team definitely needs to get back and defend this right now. And that's just going to mean they're losing out on quite a bit of, tempo from these Sky Temples. It does look like they are setting themselves up here to try and maybe force a clash. Both sides don't have their tanks available, but Salis, wow. That damage coming off from the Magic Missiles, ouch, in there onto Jaina as well, as he's taking quite a bit of damage. You do not want to eat 5 of those Magic Missiles for sure. It's pretty crazy damage, as you saw what it could be done in the previous game with the Jaina just getting taken down so early on. Here comes Falstad though. He flies into the brush here. He could be in some trouble as he gets the sticky bomb gets thrown on him. Mighty Gust to disengage out of this. Jarvis in the back lines trying to set something up. Ice Block going to be used here by Malfurion to keep himself alive. No ulti just yet, as he is going to be able to get a root off onto ETC. No Mosh Pit available on him right now, as Sailor is going to be able to wolf form himself out of there. Vala in the background trying to set something up here. Rhaegar going to use Ancestral Healing, popping Tyrande back up, and Katana in a really bad position. Gets taken down. Freak on that Falstad, dropping really low as well. And in comes the Chaser with the melee. Going to be able to take down Falstad, and a nice 3-hero pickoff in favor of Team Inquisition. My goodness, really well done. It is back and forth so far in this game. Just as you see Inquisition fall behind, they take another clash and they pull themselves back into the game. And Team GEIshas now, right, with 3 heroes down, could lose their keep at this top lane here. They could be very well in some trouble as the blue side look to push down and force a little bit more pressure. Again, they need to win this game to force this to a game deciding number 3. 500 SGD is on the line here. Team GEIshas, they definitely don't want that. They want to just take this game and be done with it and secure themselves a 3rd placing matchup. But it does look like, again, Inquisition are not going to risk it. They are going to back off, even though there's still 10 seconds left on the foul start timer. Again, I think both teams are playing it a little bit too safe and a little bit too passively. I think they should be a bit more aggressive, because they did have an advantage there. The red team did pick up their Storm Talent, so maybe that was what the hesitation was all about. But right now they will be able to pick up their level 20 as well and get their own set of Storm Talents. So as usual at this point in the game, both teams are retreating again back into their camps, pushing out those lanes, keeping them pushed out, and picking up on neutral camps, and possibly a boss. So the boss is where it's going to be important, as the next Sky Temple is activating at that bottom lane. The blue side will be able to pick off on 2 sets of neutral camps, and that's going to keep the top lane pushed up here, because it does look like the red team is just going to get themselves in position for this Sky Temple. The blue side are making their way towards that area. Will they decide to go for a boss instead of contesting that Sky Temple though? It doesn't look like they are trying to do that. Falstad in the background, trying not to get caught here, but in Power Slide onto that Malfurion. They do not want to lose this early. Falstad coming in from the side, doing quite a bit of damage. Chrissy goes in with the pull. Jarvis taking quite a bit of damage himself, as well as the Starfall going to be used to zone them out a little bit. The red team, they are split up here. They have to be careful. Mighty Guy's going to be used as Malfurion pops the Tranquility along with the Ice Block to try and keep his team alive. Vala, though, very out of position there. Really unfortunate. He gets taken down. But so, Mosh Pit not connecting on anyone as well, though. But Fury Boy finally going to get dropped as well. ETC, the only tank on the blue side, will be taken down. But the damage has already been done here by Team Inquisition, as they will be able to take out both the Malfurion and the Vala. But they are the ones playing it safe. Without the ETC, they're forced to back off. But again, I don't think I agree with it. I think they definitely have the side advantage, and wow, that burst damage coming out onto Sailors. Taking so much damage. Kevin dropping really low as well. Mighty Guy's going to be used, and maybe I am going to eat my own words there, as without a tank, that Rhaegar just taking so much damage from Li Ming. It's crazy. Taking a look at the damage as well, if you look at Li Ming, again doing work there with 65k hero damage. This time around with Falstad in the fray of things, he's going to be doing much more siege damage compared to that Li Ming. But yeah, as you can see there, the blue side were well aware of what happened there, and they had to back off. Chrissy nearly dying just to those creep kills, but he will be, to the neutral camp, but he will be able to securely get herself back to her fountain to heal up. They are pinging out the boss right now. Tyrande will be able to scout it out, so they know that the red team is not doing it right now. But it does look like both teams are just heading towards that, that location. And the blue side, Team Inquisition, they have lost all their keeps here, so they definitely can't give this boss. This boss means that they lose the game. They're conceding the game if they give this boss away. It does look like they're going to just allow them to finish this off. Now ETC coming in from the side here. They will be able to finish it off. Ooh, nice steal there. Oh no, actually the red team actually got it. So unfortunately they were able to push them out. I think this is GG here. Chrissy in taking quite a bit of damage, but the shield going to keep him alive. Vala as well as that Li Ming dropping, but the boss is pushing down your lanes, guys. Your core is probably going to get taken down here. Johanna just trying to waste his time, and look at that. Jaina knows exactly what's going on, and she starts to make her way back towards that bottom lane. Malfurion as well as that Johanna was just trying to hold out the fight for as long as they can. They are going to hurf towards the base, and I think they should be able to deal with this. Winning that clash definitely was able to deal with, get them back into the game, so I think it should be fine. We do have a replay cast available, so let's... Oh. Yep, so... Yeah, they will be able to take down the boss, and I believe we do have a replay class available. So let's get back into it and see what happened there. As you can see, they were focused too greatly on the boss. In comes Jarvis from the side. As Chrissy did a really good job pushing them away, getting the boss. Jarvis was not able to stop that, but in the background, look at that Katana Vala getting taken down by that Tracer, and that led to a chain event of takedowns, as Tracer just doing a really good job. Look at that in the background, taking down 3 heroes just by himself. It was pretty crazy. And that just led to the downfall of the red team. Johanna falling finally there and then as well, as the next set of Sky Temples are gonna spawn. Of course, the damage has already been done though, with all 3 keeps being taken down, and yet another pause being used here. Again, ping issues apparently to blame, but it does look like ping on my end is pretty decent, so I don't think that is the issue. But again, when you're playing in this competition when $500 is on the line, they do not want to risk it for any of the ping issues. It does look like they are just going to pause it out for now. But the red team, they definitely are still ahead in this game. They do have all their keeps available. That could change if they lose out on both these Sky Temples here. So they have to be extremely careful and cautious in giving this to them. They have to at least take one of them. And I think if they get one full Sky Temple, they actually could end the game right here. Because I believe the core on the blue side is down to the 70%. So the blue side is going to have an extremely hard time in actually keeping this up. So if the red team just has to focus on getting that top Sky Temple, they could very well end this game with none of the keeps still standing on the blue side. So readies are being asked. I believe ping issue is fixed. The red team does look like they are just making their ways towards the top lane. This could very well just end the game here as they look to set in and push out Salis is there. They're trying to stop this. Ooh, Mighty Gus here connecting onto. This could very well be GG as Tyrande gets taken down just like that with the amount of burst. Tracer comes in from the side, chose in his bomb, but there's not enough damage. And look at that, 62%, guys. You guys need to contest this. You guys cannot give this away, but I believe it is going to be GG here. I think it's just going to be just enough damage as Chrissy in the background, just forcing that Tracer back. And yep, it is going to be GG. Really well played to Team GEIshas as they take it 2-0, I believe, in this best of 3 series, securing themselves 500 SGD in that 3rd place. Unfortunate there for Team Inquisition. They weren't able to force this to a game deciding number 3. If you take a look at quick stats here in this matchup, Jaina did a really good job in that siege damage. Tyrande surprisingly having a huge lead in that hero damage. That's something pretty surprising to me, because aside from the Starfall, I think that maybe Jaina should have been doing a lot more damage. Li-Ming, of course, doing work again with the 74k hero damage, and Falstad doing Falstad things as usual, pushing down lanes early quickly. But anyway, congratulations again to Team GEIshas as they will secure themselves 2-0 and the win here for the 3rd place placing. Next up, we have Resurgence against Relics, the 2 top teams in Singapore, battling out for double the prize money. It's a $2,500 jump to $5,000 between 1st and 2nd place, along with seedings for next week's regionals. So that's coming right up, guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the Heroes Global Circuit. This is the Singapore Pro League happening right now. My name is Arctic Shadow, and we will be right back, guys. As now Divine Shield going to be thrown out. Powers, Mosh Pit again not connecting on anyone, instantly cancels it out. Phoenix going to be used to zone them out. Ice Block thrown out onto Jaina. But he's not going to survive this for sure. Down goes the Troll as well as Ban going to follow suit. Mer, so far the only sole survivor along with the